My next guests tonight are songwriters and musicians who have sold over 1 million albums. Now they've written a memoir called High School. Please welcome Tegan and Sara. Well, you guys have been songwriters for, well, how long? 15, 20 years?
Hundreds and hundreds
Hundreds
of years.
and hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Okay, so about 2 decades, something like that.
Yeah.
Now you have written your first book?
Yes.
First book.
That was published.
That was published. It's called High School, and I like it. It's got this basically high school bathroom quality mirror on the front.
Yes.
And why write this? Because you just wanted to relive those happy years?
So Tegan and I are twin sisters. We grew up in the 1990s. We started our band in the 1990s, and we wanted to write our origin story. And our origin story, yes, please, go ahead. Yep.
Yeah. Little Nirvana.
It's real. It's
Nirvana.
real.
Oh, I believe
Yeah.
it. No, I think I went
Outgoing.
to school with these girls.
Yeah.
That is.
We got a little, you know, they don't, it's sort of like your passport photo. Like, they don't really want you to smile in Canada, so they're just like, look serious for once. But
Oh, really? Oh,
a little
okay.
bit.
That's
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, it was
Yeah.
a choice. But yeah, we wanted to write our origin story because those years, actually this year specifically, that's grade 10, and we're 15, and we started writing our first songs at 15. So we wanted to write that story. And then, you know, it wasn't just a music memoir, it really started to be about our identity as twin sisters and as songwriters, as creative people, and also, hold on, we're queer as well. So we cover that as well. It's like, it's all of those things. It's a lot to cover in a book. Sarah just came out, you guys. Sarah just came out. It's, you're very brave. I finally said it.
As twins,
Yeah.
you know, people who aren't twins like me have these ideas in their head that twins kind of have a special twin language and things like that. Did you come out to each other first, or did you tell other members of your family or friends and only sort of wonder what was going on with the other sister?
You know, that was part of the reason why we wanted to write the book, because for 20 years we've been telling the story, and I feel like people don't believe us, but we didn't ever tell each other. Sarah carried on these relationships behind closed doors. I obviously was suspicious because I was always like, Sarah and I always shared a best friend, and when Sarah started sleeping with said best friend, I was no longer invited to the sleepover. So I was very like, what's happening behind this closed door right now? And I was like, get a life. Yeah. You know? It was tough. So we, you know,
Who was actually born first?
I was.
So you're the older sister.
Yeah. But more immature. You know, she found her identity later in high school. Yeah, Sarah was more advanced. She's trying to be a jerk, but it's actually true. She was more advanced.
She's succeeding, actually, in
yeah,
being a
she's
jerk. She's not just
succeeding.
trying.
But she was very advanced, and I felt very left out. And we really wanted to tell that part of the story. I think when you hear queer stories, they're always really like positive, and then when you hear people meet us, they just are like, oh, it must have been so great for you guys. You must have been best friends and confided in each other. And I'm always like, no, we hated each other. We used to beat the crap out of each other all the time, and we never talked to each other. I only found out Sarah was gay when we wrote the book. That's not true. That's not true.
It's like the index.
This is like a bit because we lie a lot in the book.
That one.
Yeah,
Sure,
it's
that's
not true.
What kind of songs were you writing in high school? So what were those? You said you were in these girls right here.
Yeah.
No, they didn't talk to each other and they beat up on each other, but right there. But they're writing songs together. What were the songs like?
I think in a way, you know, we talked about ourselves to each other in music. Yeah. I would write a song, and I think it gave Tegan an idea of where I was at mentally, emotionally. We just made an album of songs that we wrote when we were 15, 16, and 17.
Is that what this is?
That's what that is. That's like all songs we wrote in the 1990s.
Hey, I'm just like you.
Yeah. And there's songs like Don't Believe the Things They Tell You, They Lie. Or like, we don't have fun when we're together anymore. I mean, you know, things that young people can say that adults would never say to each other.
Oh, I know those feelings.
Yeah.
I know those feelings.
Yeah, I think you'll like the record. You might, you know.
Did any of the stories in here surprise your parents? Were they shocked by any of the stories in here?
Okay, we did a lot of LSD. I feel like I'm coming out to you in so many ways right now. Like
Sure.
I want you to like us, and I want you to think of us as like responsible people. So, full disclosure, we don't do LSD anymore, but we did experiment with drugs and alcohol, and my parents like loosely knew that. We would say jokingly, like, I took acid in high school, but my mom was very disturbed by how much we did it.
How much are we talking here? And at any point did you think you were a bee and tried to force yourself through a keyhole?
No.
Because that's what I was told in high school.
Really?
Yeah, I never did acid, but they said if you did acid, my teacher, Mr. Paff, said if you did acid, you're going to think you're a bee and try to force yourself through a keyhole, and you'll have head-turning scars the rest of your life. For what you do to your face is you try to force yourself through a keyhole.
I would have been like, that sounds rad.
Yeah.
What we were told was that the LSD will build up in your spine, and then you
can't be an airplane pilot.
What?
That was what I was told.
That was not what I was gonna say.
That's what I was told. Like, I was like, somebody saw that picture of that kid and was like, ma'am, you cannot be an airplane pilot if you take LSD.
You two got off easy. You got told you were going to become a bee. You got told you weren't going to be a pilot. I got told that it would build up in my spine and I would get like flashbacks and maybe like lose my mind. Like actually, and then I think our mom told us we might, you know, if we ever tried LSD, we would jump through plate glass. That didn't stop us. I don't know. We did it like 50 times.
Can I say one
that
thing
a
for my
lot?
mom? Can I say one thing
Say something for Mom.
Oh God.
Mom
Oh my God.
asked us to publicly talk about the fact that we did experiment with drugs, and it brought us closer together. We had a difficult relationship. We had fun when we were on drugs, and we replaced that
Sarah's such a narc.
We replaced that bad habit with music. We did.
Good.
We learned to love each other and have fun together playing music, and we stopped doing LSD.
Okay. Okay, so your message is, kids, don't do LSD or drugs forever.
Forever. Don't do it for like a year. For like a
Don't do
year.
it. High School is available now. Stick around for a performance by Tegan and Sara from their high school years. We'll be right back.